welcome to Amanda's Parade and Parade Handmade. This week I'm going to focus on Shopify first because there's been a lot going on in Shopify, too much to add in with the other things. So this will just be about Shopify today, but there are 4 different areas, so I'll let you know what they are now straight away. Let me think. First one, the speed issue. There have been great improvements there, so I want to share with you what I've done, and you can decide then what it is that has made the difference, if any of them. The Instagram, Facebook integration, reintegration, because it was already integrated. It's come a cropper there recently, and I got onto support, which I was going to do. Couldn't do it for a few weeks. Did that. Tell you how that went. And then I've had some SEO issues as well, because I have taken out some stock, and there was the big debate about, as usual, it's not the first time, but the SEO of the whole thing, whether you put it into archive it or whether you delete it, etc, etc. And I think there was one other issue. Oh yeah, this is good. I have a Linktree page. I'll explain about that later on, and I have integrated my Parade Handmade shop with it. So that's another little thing that you might be interested in. So that's what it is. There are more things, but I'll just cover those 4 issues this week. And if you're interested, stick around. Okay, I'll pause that now to give me a chance to regroup. First things first, the speed. The speed improved all of a sudden. I don't know if you've been listening till now or having a read of the blog, but we were at about 26. It went to 24. It was never good by any standards, but it was getting better. But it stopped at 26, and suddenly one day it shot down to 11, and then I really had to do something about it. So yes, you may have heard already, I got the app Loadify in action, and it's sped it up a little bit more for me. Fine. Then it hovered around 26, which is where I had been already in any case. So I was really concerned about that, and I've been pressing on that. If you've been listening at all lately, you'll know that I'm obsessing a little bit about that, but that's fine. I threw it to the side for a while, still did it in the background. But the new things that I've done is I reduced some of my collection sizes so that the images don't come up. A lot of images. If I have a collection and I want to show about 12, say on the home page, I don't have a collection of 60 that kind of have to be filtered through before and just show 12 of them. I have about much more limited selection in that page, and that seemed to work. That page sped up a little bit. So in the Lighthouse readings from Google. So I did that. In the background, I have this other app as well, which is clipping little pieces off my file sizes as well. And I've limited all my images. Oh yeah, but the next thing I'm going to do is, now hold on a second. It went up to about 36, which was great. I was really thrilled. 34 or 36. I was really, really, really happy. And I thought, great. Next day it was 33. The next day it went to 31. So it's kind of slipping back down. And I don't know if you know this about the Lighthouse reading and the Google rating and stuff like that. It's in comparison to what other people are doing. So it mightn't always be directly related to something that you've done, but you always have to really, really be on top of it, to really, really, really try your best to keep your speed up, keep your apps down. To only take on apps that you really, really, really need. Believe me, it really, really saves a lot of pain and agony. Keep your SEO going right. Keep your file sizes small in your photographs. My new thing is I'm going to go back over my products, and I'm going to show a limit of 3 images. That's my limit. I don't know the actual optimum limit, but I am going, as it is, to show 3 images per product. Now normally they say about 3 images minimum, but I'm going to show 3 images per product, if that's possible, to show the product properly in 3 images, and see if that actually has an impact on my speed. They say, for example, if you're on Etsy, that put in 10 product images. You know, the more information that you can give your customer, the better. But so far, in a lot of cases, I've had 3 images, and it works perfectly fine for the sales of that item, as long as I can really show the item on the page. So the odd thing may need a little bit more, and I'll leave a few extra images in there. But I'm not just going to show extra images from all different gazillion angles because they're good shots and I don't want to waste them, which is sometimes how I feel. So there you go. That's my speed issue. Talk to you in a second. Now on to the next topic, which is reintegrating my Facebook and Instagram, Facebook/Instagram account. I had it connected to Shopify for a long time. I was never really able to get in and sort out the shop element, but now I can. However, I've had an issue with it for a couple of months now. So the problem was I needed to just reconnect it, just to kind of freshen up the connection. It happens sometimes through updates and things like that. So I was stuck last week, and I decided what I'd do is I'd give it another few goes, try it on a few different browsers and see if that worked. So eventually anyway, I just went up a lot of channels and tried to find out answers and things. Couldn't through the documentation, which is my preferred way to go, because I hate having to hang on for people to get back to me and all that kind of crack. But in the end, I got onto support, and that was tricky for a while, because when I went through the area there, you might find it, if it happens to you, I've seen if you go into the support areas, you'll notice other people have this issue a lot as well. So it always helps to know that other people are having the same issue as you, and it's not just you and your lonesome being silly. So you're with other people being silly as well. I know you're not. So the thing is, when you actually go to integrate your Instagram, it's another, I was losing it there, sales channel. So these are all sales channels. Facebook is a sales channel. So is your own website. If you sell from a Linktree thingy, that's a sales channel. And so they're all sales channels. So when you go in there to sales channels in the admin, and you go to add your Facebook, Instagram sales channel, and then integrate it, it'll be there in the list already, but then you want to integrate it with your Facebook account. It won't allow you. The problem that I've had is that Facebook or Meta won't let you sign in from a third-party browser. So it wants you to go directly through the app, and you can log out of it and then log back into it there, etc., etc. So I tried to do that and it didn't work. So instead I came back around again in through the sales channel in the admin, and instead of trying to connect, I pressed get support. And when I want support, it won't let me get support because I have to sign in to get support. And I'm already signed in on the other end. So anyway, this wasn't around and round and round for a while. So I ended up just going directly into the Shopify area, back into the main page, look for support then, you know, at the bottom in where the admin and all the rest of the back end of your site is, then just go through support there. So I just emailed them, and then a day later I got a response. I thought it would be quicker, because very often it can be much quicker, like quicker than you'd expect, and then you mightn't be ready. But anyhow, I got an email from a very nice lady. She gave me a lot of suggestions as to what might be the matter. And some of them were things that I hadn't tried already. So that's where I am with that. I did manage in all of this, before I spoke to the woman, to somehow, I went into Parade Handmade Facebook page. And within that, I think I mentioned this in the previous video, there's a new thing within all this. It's all shifting all the time. This is the problem with all this. It's always shifting, and you have to be really on the ball with it. Or not, chasing your tail like me sometimes. And the permissions are changing in that, and the roles within Facebook are changing in MetaSuite. So you'd want to be, basically what's happening is, it said I wasn't admin on my own site, or on my own Facebook page, but I am admin, and it says I'm admin, and I am admin, that's fine. But then you have to assign yourself tasks. So there are then tasks that you're allowed to do. So I had to do that, and when I did that, that was fine, and I could integrate Parade Handmade with Facebook. I did it from there. So that when I came back to Shopify to look at this integration for Facebook, Instagram, Parade Handmade was actually listed there. So I was trying to connect my Facebook page so that I could carry on with this. And then I lost that somehow and I couldn't get into it again. So I'm kind of stuck there. What I did in the meantime was I deleted the sales channel. I read this somewhere. If you delete the sales channel and then reinstate it, pretty pronto, the information won't be lost. Look this up before you try it, by the way. I'm not a guru, as you might have noticed. And so I deleted the sales channel and I reinstated it pretty pronto, and nothing, no difference. The only difference was I got this page, the same page, saying that sorry, we've had a problem, come back later and try, etc. So it kept on going like that. And so this all led me to gain support through Shopify. I went through Shopify. And then the first thing was that they kind of direct you to Facebook to help, because they're better at this. If you answer the questions, because it's automated first, and it's, is this your problem? Is this your problem? Is this your problem? And then you're sent, when you itemize what your problem is, you're sent to Facebook, because they'd be better at helping with this issue. But I can't log into Facebook then to get the help. So I wonder, should I have gone through the Braid Handmade page to support there and ask them the problem about Shopify? Maybe I could have done that. It didn't occur to me. But anyway, there you go. So you can go around in circles with this sometimes. So that's the issue. So I'm there. Later on today, maybe, or tomorrow, I think I'm going to tackle that. And one of the things was my browser isn't up to date. And that's an issue. I want to get that sorted. It's I'm having trouble because it's my computer is Linux and it's Ubuntu, and it's just a little bit different, and my Google thing won't update properly on it. I like it would on a regular system. So the thing is, I have to deal with that, and I do know somebody who's going to help me with that. So I think that could be the issue. It could be. I do have a tablet. I might go in from there and see how that might help me. I might do that as well. I will do that first, but I'll still have to get my other things sorted out. Then maybe I might not bring this up again until I get that done, because it could get very boring. Be like watching paint dry. So I do have help at hand, and I have to get back to that lady if I've tried these things and I still need a bit of help with a screen capture of the response I get. So I'll do that. So there you go. That's the update on that. So I'm going to move on to the Linktree page. That is a little victory that you might like to know about. And there's something else interesting about it too. So I'll see you in a few minutes. The third part, the Linktree page. Now, I have a Linktree page. Linktree, for the uninitiated, is, what would you call it? I don't know the definition, but basically it's a page. You go to linktree.com and you sign in or open up an account, and you don't have to pay for it, and you can set up a page, and basically it's a page with all your links on it, and then you can link this page to your social pages. So instead of having one link, you have a link to a page full of links. Now, in hindsight, I probably would have organized that page on my website, because basically the traffic will go through Linktree. Any traffic will go to Linktree from social media. It'll go to Linktree, and they will get the benefit of that. Instead, what I could have done was had a page on my own website. See, I didn't even realize the honor of having a website when I got it. But anyway, I could have a page on my website, and I could put the link to that page in my bio on my pages, my social pages. And that would bring the people directly to my website, which is what I might do in future. But for the meantime, I have a Linktree page, and it's very nice, and it has a lot of, it's a bit like using Canva. You can design the page. It's limited, but you can put sort of the colouring that you like, and you can put your logo in, and you can add in all the links you want related to what you want to tell your customers or followers. And it's just one link in your bio or your profile on your social pages. So that kind of gets around the situation where you can't put links all over the place, and it keeps everything in one place as well. You can direct people to that page, and it's great. Now, the latest thing is, I don't think this was here. This is my little victory now. I was very satisfying. I hadn't even got out of bed at this stage before I tackled the cats, and gorgeous as they are, and the morning and all the noise and everything like that. I just did a few designs, did a few posts, checked all the emails, did all that. But this was a thing. I popped in, I don't know what made me do it that morning, but I just popped into Linktree. I know what it was. I wanted to post about a blog post that I've just made. And I did a post and scheduled it for Facebook and Instagram. And then I wanted to direct people to my Linktree page so that they could get the link for the blog post. So I had to go into Linktree then and add, I could have done this beforehand, but add the link to the blog post so that when people went to the Linktree, they would see it there. And when I went into Linktree, it said that I could join my website to the Linktree page and show some imagery. I don't know if that's a new thing or it's something that I couldn't get my head around before, but either way, I connected my website to my Linktree page, or the other way around, went through the process, whatever way I had to do it, and it worked. And I added in, you could either add in a collection and 6 images from the from that collection. It's only 6 images, but it's visual and you can show your latest imagery. So if you can think about it to do it, you can pop in imagery and it might help people. Another little way of kind of enticing people and showing the products that you have on your site, or your latest deals, or your latest additions, or etc, etc. You can get the picture. See, I didn't realise at the very beginning when I had my website that, in a sense, that's, you know, that would be fantastic. The Linktree page is fantastic for people who don't have a website. But if you have a Linktree page, you can put products, you can put links to other things on there. It doesn't have to be a website. It can be, you know, it can be all your social pages. It can be, yeah, a YouTube channel, etc, etc. So, or even other links where you're featured. But I had a website, so I could put the whole page on the website and direct people directly to the website. Now you know what I mean from earlier. But anyway, thing is, it's a great thing and I'm delighted and it worked, which is wonderful because that isn't always the case. So there you go. That is my Linktree experience this week. So if you're doing it, or if you have used it, or if you have any comments about that, please put it in and kind of clear the fog. Sometimes there's a lot of fog and you're trying to see the trees for the woods, and it's tricky, even if you know you're trying to do it. So give us a hand if you think you can. Give us a little bit of little bit of knowledge from your own experience. So talk to you now in a second. Okay, I'll tell you what's my next little issue. Oh yeah, the last one, I think it's the last one, is it? Yes, the last one for today on Shopify is, and look at me, I looked at it but I didn't see it, is, oh yes, a little SEO issue. This isn't quite such a big victory, but it kind of is. For me, it is a terrific thing. So I'll tell you, keep an eye out for me. Hi, welcome back again. Now, this is the final run-up. It is all about SEO. Now, SEO is a devil. You might know this already. And an issue that we have in Shopify, as Shopify shop owners, is inventory. Inventory management is, and so is the SEO in general. Now, there is a certain element that Shopify carries out for you. I don't know exactly what that is, but I still have a lot to manage on my end. So I'm not even going to get into that with you. However, the issue came up, it always comes up. In a shop, you're going to have these items that are out of stock, temporarily out of stock. That's fine. You can just put them in draft maybe, or you can archive them. Now when you archive something, it kind of goes out of all searches. It goes into the background basically, but it's still there. And you can just bring it back into active service again when you need it, when you get your stock in. So there aren't going to be situations where, well, if you archive it and a person has a link to it, they will get a 404. Basically, they run into a brick wall when you can have a pretty 404 response if you're organized, but basically it's a wall. It's not the product. It's not an image of the product. It's just a page saying, whoops, basically, it doesn't exist here anymore. However, that wouldn't really happen too much with archived pages because, one, they would have had to save that page, as in bookmark it, to look for it directly, to find that it's not there anymore. I suppose it can happen if you have it mentioned in blogs, or if you can have it mentioned elsewhere that there is this product, and that if they click on that link and it'll come back to the 404. But other than that, browsers and that won't find it. So that was a good thing to find out. So you can archive a lot of things if it's temporary and you feel that you might eventually have to take them back out of that and deal with them. The other way of doing it is to delete it altogether. If you delete it altogether, you have to then do a redirect. You have to do a redirect, and basically a URL redirect, which basically means it's like an address in a house. If someone's moved, you put a little piece of paper on the page saying, or on the door saying, they're not known at this address, a forwarding address, basically. So you can give it to the post office so that it can go to the forwarding address. And it's a bit like that. So if you delete an item, but someone has the link for that item, instead of linking them to that item, you just link them to, reroute them elsewhere, wherever you want them to go. So to an item on your site that's similar, that they might want instead, or to just your whole main page of your website. Or you can simply leave it as a 404. They say you can do a 303. I think that's what they're called. I've never done that. I don't really know how. I might find out about that before I go down this route. But the reason that I had this to deal with again today, why it's up again, and I found out a little trick for myself. I don't know if it's something you probably might know about it already, but if you don't, it's a little bit helpful. I had reason to reorganize a product line. And with that in mind, I was taking out a lot of products, and I had regrouped some of the other products into sets, let's say, so that the single items out there related to the sets would have to be basically gotten rid of. So I was wondering, well, what am I going to do with all these pages? One, I want, if I have fewer pages, it's going to lighten the site. Fewer images, it's going to lighten the site. Maybe make it faster. And I also do not want a whole load of 404s building up over years. Could you imagine how many 404s, especially some of the big sites? You don't want running into like brick walls all the time. You want people to have a nice flow and have it all working as well as possible. And you want to start working on this SEO business early. You don't want to leave it all till the very end. So I had this idea. Today I was to bring the stock. I took it all out last night, as in physically separated it all out. That was great. Had it listed, and that was grand. And then this morning, then after dropping off the stock, I then had the situation where I had to decide about whether I was going to delete the stock or archive it. And what I did for the moment is that I decided to archive it just for the moment till I have a little think. And since it didn't look too harmful if you archive it, meaning that if someone has the link and they have it bookmarked, that's fine. But it's browsers. Browsers are not going to come across it all the time. So it's not going to be a huge issue. And I can look into the possibility of maybe doing redirects for those pieces. Like delete them and do redirects. Or what? I can look into it further. But that was good. And the other little piece of good information was, I didn't go into inventory. I just went into products general in my site, in the back end of the site, products. And then I chose the brand name. And then I could go down, and then up in the top corner, I could select image or select product, and a little box appeared beside each of the products within that brand. And I scrolled all the way down and I selected each one, and you could select up to 25, and then more actions down on the right hand side, and I could select archive. So I basically got it done. I thought I was going to have to go in individually and do each one individually and archive them. And I thought it would take me forever. But this was just so neat and so tidy. I could just do it in a block form, and it was brilliant. So I just felt safe. I felt in order. I felt up to date. I didn't feel, well, until I got the last one done, I had this, is somebody going to click on one of these links and they're going to get a 404? Or are they going to try and buy it? And if I have them there and they have, like there was some in the shop, they might buy them and they're gone. And so anyway, this is it. So I got it done really quickly, and there's always a way around things like that. But so that's done. So that's my little victory. It was using the kind of bulk editing tools that are available in Shopify, which are very good. And yeah, the whole SEO thing and the ideas about whether you archive or whether you delete. So I want a really tidy site. I want it to be quicker. I want to get rid of things. And if I'm not going to have them ever again, I don't want them hanging around. I don't even want them archived. So I will look into that, and I might actually just make out a little job for myself to sit down and go in and do URL redirects on purpose. And that could be a thing. But I'll look into it a little bit more to make sure that my thinking it's right. This is hard. It's hard when you're on your own, your very own, and you're not initiated really in running the back end of a website. So to know, or even the front end, to know exactly what to do next without someone to bounce ideas off. So you're bouncing around in your own head, and you're bouncing. Luckily, we have YouTube and the internet and support. Well, Shopify has lots of support to help you with these things. But it's time consuming. It's absolutely time consuming. So don't think that if you're having a bit of a bad day about it and you're finding it a bit frustrating that it's only you, because it is not only you. It's a comfort to know that there are a lot of people out there dealing with the same things, and that there are answers to be had. So yeah, watch. Give me a like and a subscribe, just so I'll know if this was in any way interesting for you, or if I should make more content like this. That would be good too. Yeah. I have broken things up this week because I had a lot to say about Shopify. So I'm going to do the DIY crafty thingy separately and put on my other hat for that. And I'm going to do YouTube channel updates and stuff, like talk about the YouTube channel, this channel, separately as well, just because it'll just get too leggy and too long and it won't be relevant to people. So yeah, so there you go. Thanks for watching, and good luck with whatever you're doing. And if you think you have anything to add or ask or just to throw out to people, do. And yeah, keep an eye here, and we'll see what we're developing all the time. So I hope I'll have more Shopify for you next week, and I'll probably will, until I find out if people really, really want to hear it or not. So have a good week. Good luck with your stuff.